Okay, howdy everyone. I am here with some guy. Is that your username?
Someguy827.
Someguy827, and he is going to debate me or ask questions or whatever he so chooses. Some people say you're going to mop the floor with me, so
Well,
have at you. He doesn't. He doesn't have any video. Just so you guys know,
no, I
because
wasn't. I
of
wasn't able
laptop
to get my.
issues.
I wasn't able to get my video working because Google Hangout, some reason or another, hates every webcam I've ever owned, and I'm turning my phone off
Okay.
because that's annoying. All right. Well, my first question to you would be, as people were talking about earlier, for shock value and things, you don't seem to see a big problem with putting videos that have shock value content in there. And my question is that just because you like using shock value to gain views and subscribers, or is it because you find that there's some sort of element to it that you wouldn't be able to put your videos to the next level without?
I do it because I want to.
Okay.
It's really as simple as that. I just, you know, when you're making videos as much as I do, you don't really have a lot of rules. You just go with what you're inspired to do.
And you're inspired to make videos just about like people getting raped and people getting murdered and subjects like suicide and stuff?
What video did I have people getting raped in?
You have a lot of video titles
Which
that
one?
you don't play games with me like that. You have a lot of videos where your title is basically guy commits suicide, murder, rape. They're all on your main channel, and that's what
Which one had rape?
Are you kidding me?
Which one had rape?
You know, that's the thing that people don't like about a lot of these debates, because you're trying to cherry pick right off the bat with this thing about which one had.
Well, it's a pretty serious accusation. So
It's
I just
not an
want to know
accusation. A lot of your videos' titles even are explicit. They're
Okay.
about murder and they're about rape. There's one where you pretend to kill yourself in your kitchen and stuff, and you're laying on your kitchen floor with just like chili all over the floor, like you blew your brains out. You don't think that that's...
Which one had rape?
You serious? Well, okay, if you're going to just run me around in circles, well then why did you make a video in that case if you're going to do that where you pretended to be a pregnant lady and get hit in the stomach with a baseball bat by the unnameable person from another country?
I have a very twisted sense of humor.
Then some people aren't going to find that funny, because there are people in the world who were born as a result of domestic abuse on that level, and they don't find that funny, and they think... So that's all you got to say is sure?
Yeah, sure. Some people are fat, some people are skinny, some people are tall, some people are short, and comedians make fun of all those people.
Yeah, there's a difference between making fun of those things and then there's you just blatantly exploiting the fact that they happen, because you know that if you didn't, not a lot of people would watch that. I mean, you've been doing this since like what, 2005?
What do you think?
2006 or whenever you started on YouTube.
Let's go back though. You made, and I know you think this is ridiculous, but I feel it's very important because you made an accusation that I made a joke about rape. So what was that?
Well, a lot of your video titles, they have really, really screwed up titles in them, and it's like you're just taking
Give me one of the rape, an example.
Let's see, look for your videos right here. You've got a few about rape right here.
Yeah, but they're not necessarily making fun of it. Yeah, you said I made fun of it, so give me an example of when I made fun of, please.
Are you going to seriously just sit here and run me around in fucking circles like this? Or?
It's just one question, you know? If you don't have an example, just say you don't have an example.
You've got like hundreds of videos to scroll through. I mean, is my argument invalid because I'm not going to sit here and just scroll through hundreds of videos?
So you don't have an example, is what you're saying.
I do have an example. I just don't feel the need to go scroll through hundreds of videos, and most of these you already know what you put in them because you took the time to shoot and edit them.
What I'm telling you is I haven't made a main channel video making fun of rape.
Okay, well this particular topic's going to get us nowhere then. Earlier people also addressed question that I had is, why is it you give people advice about rape when you're not qualified to do so?
What qualifies a person?
What are you talking about? What do you mean, what qualifies a person? Why do you think that people go through schooling in order to have qualifications in order to give them advice of how to deal with rape crises and stuff? I mean, do you honestly...
So if you haven't had training to give someone advice, you shouldn't be allowed to give someone advice.
On a particular subject, would you walk into a neurosurgeon's office and tell him how to do brain surgery? Would you,
Those are very different ones. Can you give me a better analogy?
would you, would you walk up to somebody who's just been raped and give them the same kind of advice you give them in your videos and expect them to be okay with it?
You would show them support and tell them that people care about them and give them information on how they can contact someone to help them.
Yeah, which you barely do. You do like in one or two videos. You've actually showed it in your last debate where you only showed like two examples of you.
I showed 3.
Well, whatever. I mean, it's up to me to whether believe you're actually putting the numbers for the rape crisis thing in there because you just want to look like you really care about rape victims, and that's questionable. Because I mean,
it's interesting to assume that someone's interests are malicious when they've
not really.
when they've done helpful things so many times.
Helpful things like what? Make videos on the internet?
Well, as I've discussed in the last debate, I've got hundreds, if not thousands, of emails from people saying that I've helped them from suicide,
why don't you ever put any of those up on your Tumblr?
I do, actually, if you look at my Tumblr.
I don't want to look at your Tumblr because I feel that's kind of straw-manning it by saying, well, if you did this,
so you're going to say that I didn't put something on my Tumblr that I did put on my Tumblr, and then when I tell you that I did put it on my Tumblr, you're going to refuse to look at it?
No, I'm just saying that you're telling me this by word of mouth, and that's not enough for me to believe you.
All you have to do is pull up my Tumblr.
And why do I have to do that? I mean, shouldn't people just be...
Because we're having an argument, and I just gave you the means to look at the evidence.
No, you're running me around in circles like you did the last two people.
All I'm telling you is that you can literally go to my Tumblr right now at onision.com and see that I have helped quite a few people.
Nice self-promotion. Look, my main...
It's my channel. You can promote yourself on this channel, too, if you like.
Cool. It's youtube.com/Someguy827. But the thing of it is, my main problem with this is it just has seemed to me for years that you mainly just take advantage of these situations in people's lives and stuff, and you exploit the seriousness of them so that it gains you notoriety on here. Like, it doesn't really matter to you either way what kind of pain or suffering that they go through. It's just like, well, whatever. I mean, people will look at it because it's a shocking topic.
Something I've learned about a lot of people is we tend to think like, this person on the internet is a really bad person because we don't know them and we just see the bad things. Maybe we look for it or maybe it's just right in front of us. But when we actually start talking to each other, we start to realize that we're actually human beings. And a lot of human beings, I would say most human beings, are mostly good. And so when you're talking to me now, assuming the worst, I don't think that says as much about me as it does about you.
Oh, I'm not saying that you're not a human being. We're all human beings capable of making good decisions and bad decisions.
Sure.
But the thing that I've noticed about a lot of people who claim to be holier than thou in some respects or not is that they generally make tons of bad decisions and then they cover them up with these gigantic justifications for their stupid behavior, rather than just manning up and admitting, hey, I fucked up, I did something wrong.
I've done that multiple times in the last few debates.
Not really. You've kind of just come off, and you're coming off to me like a tool right now, no offense.
That's completely untrue. I've actually admitted multiple times in the last 2 debates that I've made multiple mistakes in my life.
Yeah, but you still continue to make mistakes like that because you're still manipulating and exploiting people's issues and stuff.
No, I'm just a flawed human being like everyone else.
Doesn't it bother you that you're flawed like that at all? Like, don't you think that maybe you need some sort of self-correction?
Sure. Like I said in the last debate, I was very, very flawed. I'm still very flawed, but I was even more so flawed when I first started on Onision Speaks. And as I learned, and this is going to be very blunt, I learned that my opinions were extremely screwed up in the beginning. And as I got more and more criticism, I developed my opinions to be more educated and to be more humane and reasonable. So obviously I'm very capable of being self-aware and growing based on that.
I don't know. I mean, it just seems to me that that's just, you're telling me that because you know that's what I want to hear. I mean, it's up to me to believe what you're saying or not, and I'm still on the fence about that a lot because you still have done some pretty mean things to people who look up to you and go to you for help. Like people that said in your very first debate, you brought up to this kid who was 15 years old who was getting abused by his mom and abandoned in a Walmart, that he's better off...
They weren't abandoned in a Walmart. Their mom said that they wouldn't take them to a Walmart.
Did you talk to their mother?
No, that's what they said.
Then why are you taking their word at face value? How do you know what it is that they go through?
I think that they would say that they were abandoned at a Walmart if they were abandoned at a Walmart, or for their mom not letting them go to a Walmart, because someone being abandoned at a Walmart is a far greater offense than just telling your kid you won't take him to Walmart.
Well, the thing of it is, they also talked about how they'd been hospitalized for suicide a couple of times, and you were just basically, you'd said something along the lines, well, that's really pathetic, you'd kill yourself over something like that. People get,
Basically, along the lines isn't an exact quote.
well, whatever, that's what you said. I'm not going to sit here and paraphrase an entire video.
I mean, I've made thousands of videos on the Speaks channel, so I can't really go back and say what I did and didn't say for sure, but if you had an exact quote, it'd be a lot more helpful.
Do you honestly think about like anything you say before you put it on that channel? Or do you just make these videos just like one after the other because it's just for the sake of content?
I do think about a lot of them, and a lot of them have pretty significant meaning to me as far as depression goes, because as I'm sure you're aware, I've gone through depression and even suicidal thoughts and so forth multiple times, and I've always wanted, you know, there to be someone there for the people that I'm talking to, because no one was there for me. So
you don't think that having really insensitive advice is somehow not an antithesis of what you're saying? It's completely the opposite. Because honestly, when
I think when you have a flawed human being making advice videos, you're going to have some videos that are very helpful and some that are not helpful. And the ones that are not helpful are the ones that people like you focus on.
I focus on all of your videos, honestly. Whenever something triggers me to say something, I say it. I'm not going to just sit there and yell at
how many videos have you made supporting me?
Supporting you? What am I going to do? Sit there and make videos about people that I just agree with and waste my time saying, hey, I totally agree with this person?
Yeah, it would be a very positive contribution. I would say, hey, you know, Onision, I don't see just the negative. I see the positive too. And I want to say, me being a balanced human being, I appreciate both the positive and negative contributions or I recognize both the positive and negative contributions that you have to the web. You know, that just makes you seem more balanced and makes you more credible, rather than just focusing on the negative of me.
Well, honestly, if you think that my whole persona is everything you've seen on the internet, you're completely wrong. And I've said that too a lot.
Honestly, I barely know who I'm talking to because I haven't seen any of your videos.
Well, I've been told by other people that's not exactly the truth.
You were told by someone claiming to be my ex-wife's aunt.
No, I wasn't told by somebody claiming to be your ex-wife's aunt that. I was told by somebody.
That's what you said in the first debate.
I said I was.
No, you're on video saying that, so denying it is a little off.
No, I'm not denying it. You're just twisting my words around because you think you're a psychologist and you think you can twist my words around. What I told you was that somebody I believe was your ex-wife's aunt was telling me things about your marriage. Now, I was told you watched my videos and such front to back by somebody that you were with who's not going to go named because you said don't bring anybody's names up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. That's not true. I haven't seen any of your videos. Just make that clear.
Well, it's interesting to me because you've made a few indirect video responses to me, especially when I dropped a video about your Someguy827 thing or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, I saw video titles. You're very clear about what you're talking about in your videos. I saw you holding the printout of the thing I wrote when I was 17.
And what was that bullshit all about? Because that's really interesting to me that you put it on a website that's literally dedicated to nothing but how much better you are than everyone else.
Let me ask you this: where in Someguy827 did it state there was a leader?
You said so yourself in a video that if there was a leader, you would be it. And it was on your Speaks channel, and it had a blue background on it, and you were just talking all about it.
What was that video called?
Do I have to really go through this stupid shit?
Well, when you're referencing things, when you're referencing evidence, it would be nice to know
more or less it's probably
where someone can find that evidence. Otherwise, it's just empty words.
You're going to do the whole Brett Keane thing on me, right? That's bullshit. You were talking about it, and you were said if it had a leader, that you would be it. But neither that. I didn't ask you about that. I asked you, what was that whole thing about anyway?
The Someguy827 thing, it was about worshiping the earth. It was, the whole basis of that religion was, because, the God was the earth and the sun and the universe, essentially, in that religion. That's actually who the leader was of it, is that. The whole concept was we humans, I know, it may sound silly to you, but it was me when I was 17.
Not really. I know pagans, I know Satanists, I know tons of people from many different religions. I don't cut anybody out.
Yeah, well, I mean, like many religions, it's just something that I made up. I was frustrated with Christianity, and so I thought about, what do I think the universe is all about? How do I think it came to be? And I came up with that, and I wrote it on paper, or digitally wrote it online.
So the
So
point of it is that you hated Christianity so much you just wanted to make your own religion then.
it wasn't about hating Christianity. If it was about hating Christianity, I'd make it anti-Christian, but it really wasn't. It said specifically in the documents, it said there is no religion that's not allowed
Then how
in
come you gave me such
Saskatchewan.
a hostile video about it? Because you threatened to sue me for slander in one of your videos, and you've taken that one
And
down too.
I didn't threaten to sue you for slander. I think if I threatened to sue anybody, it would have been just the general public because I didn't do personal attacks on other YouTubers.
So you're going to sue the general public for slanders, right?
Whoever I was referencing passively.
And then
Which is let me just say this. It's silly to threaten to sue someone. And it was silly of me to ever, if I did threaten to sue someone, it was silly. Because if you're going to take legal action against somebody, you're gonna take legal action. You don't need to talk about it.
man, you don't even need to
So
worry about it happening because legal action on YouTube goes absolutely nowhere. I've seen it go nowhere for anybody.
I would say 99% of the time you're correct.
Yeah, no, I mean, unless you're literally pushing somebody to commit suicide through your videos and stuff, it's not going to go anywhere, and I will agree with you on that. But I just thought it was kind of funny that I put that up. You get hyper defensive about a lot of video responses that I've done in very indirect ways.
Do you realize that me being hyper defensive is a choice?
Yeah, but it's also an indication that you're getting very nervous about what somebody's bringing up.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, a lot of the time it is.
Well, for instance, you have the freedom to bring up whatever you want right now, and I'm not being defensive. Being defensive, being aggressive, all that is a choice.
Then you just choose to be really defensive and look like you're
Yes.
kind of being guilty about things by choice, right?
Everything, well, I'd say 95% of the things you see on the speech channel is because I'm showing everyone something I want them to see rather than what I am.
And why is that? And why would you just put a facade on for the public? Why can't you just be yourself then? You just said you deny being yourself for the viewers or whatever.
Me being myself is me being what, like, you know that phrase I've used again and again. It's kind of like the answer to all the secrets. I am whatever I wish to be, which means I am not what I am, but rather what I decide to be. So if I decide to be aggressive on a topic, I can be aggressive. Even though I don't care about that topic, or I'm not aggressive about the topic, I'll act aggressive because
So
it
you'll
gets a
just
certain response.
so you'll just fuck with people to get a response out of them then. Because that's what you just said. You just said you'll screw with people and act like you're really passionate about it when you're not. Which
Yes.
brings me to another point. So does that mean that you were just acting like you really gave a crap about vegetarianism and all these other animal rights topics, or do you really give a crap about them? Because now I don't know whether to believe you or not.
It's when you're a person who sits in front of a camera and portrays a character or portrays whatever you want to, it's hard sometimes to remember exactly what you are.
Okay, so you're just portraying a character on the internet. So these issues.
No,
really
I would say most of the time, I'd say 70% of the time, I'm pretty close to myself. So a lot of people hate me for valid reasons. Like, and when I say valid, I mean it's actually me. But also, 30% of the time, and that's a pretty big chunk for a vlog channel, I'm just, trying to convey a message through a character.
So then why don't you just be yourself and then not waste your time with all this nonsense?
Because I would get bored.
And what do you think? That other people are just going to get bored too? Maybe they would want to see that side of you that's not like a facade or something. I mean, obviously it's had a serious impact on your life. You get more disregard and hatred than you do positivity, and you seem to not question why is that. And, that kind of bothered me in the beginning.
You sound a lot like Seth Rogen. I just want to say that. It's kind of cool.
I don't know, man. I get that a lot, and I don't hear it. I don't get.
No, you sound a lot like Seth Rogen. That's really cool though. But no, you were saying. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Well, that's a compliment. That's kind of cool, but
Yeah, no.
no, I was just saying.
Did you see the end is near?
No, I have not.
You should see that. It's a giant, expected giant Satan penis. It's amazing.
I thought Dr. Manhattan and Watchmen was scary enough, but okay.
No, it's like down to his knee, and he's like a giant. Spoiler alert.
That's
Anyway.
creepy. No, the thing of it is that I was saying is you get more hatred and disregard than you do positivity on this website. And in the beginning, it always bothered me about that because it's like you don't see a problem with that. You don't question.
The people who speak the loudest are often the most heard. If you look at the likes to dislikes ratio, I think that's really the strongest indicator. You there? I think you muted yourself.
I think I did. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Like,
These
but
these
yeah.
Razer mics have these little buttons on the side of them that turns your mic on and off. I'm gonna stop playing with my mic now.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's just the people that want to be heard the most, they're going to be the most loud. And as I was saying, the likes to dislikes ratio, I think that's the strongest indicator because they can only vote once. Everybody's
Yep.
just voting once, and it's not really making a statement as much as just saying I like this. So I think when you say you got more hate than love or whatever on a certain channel, you just got to look at the likes to dislikes ratio.
Yeah, but that's just a likes to dislike. It doesn't really speak for what people actually feel. You're just talking about signed-in users, and that number can be adjusted or not adjusted. I mean, people will fluff up their own likes sometimes. No, you can't really take that thing seriously. I'm talking about even outside of YouTube. I mean, there are people who've posted some really serious things they feel about your videos, and they think that you're giving terrible advice to kids who don't even know how to take the advice. I mean, most of your subscribers, they are young kids. I mean, your analytics can say whatever. I don't even look at my analytics because, as far as I'm concerned, everything on the analytics on YouTube is
okay. Well, we both agree that analytics say that over 50% is above 18.
Yeah, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, they can be.
Okay. Well, that's
there's a huge margin of error there.
That's the only physical proof, though, is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, but that's just online statistics and stuff.
Sure. Yeah, it's just evidence. Who cares?
It's not. Don't give me that crap. Okay.
I'm just joking with you, dude.
Okay, seriously.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
What I'm saying is that there are people who make serious claims about some of the stuff that you're saying, and I think that even with myself included, one of my bigger problems is that a lot of your subscribers are young kids. I mean, they don't know whether to take this stuff seriously or not. They look up to you like some kind of idolatrous person. I mean, they're kids who haven't even gone through shit in their lives yet, and they're looking at some guy on the internet who is just making these videos, and then they take everything you have to say seriously, and then they take everything completely out of context, and then they go throw their fan defending or their YouTuber defending bullshit at people that subscribe to me and such, as if we're just like all these evil, terrible people simply because we have a point of view. I mean, you get as much dislike from us as anybody else on this website, and we get the same from your fans, but they're so fucking vicious at times, and it makes me wonder if you think that is responsible. Yes, your fans. Vicious? Yes, they go around making death threats on people, and you can't sit there and ignore that.
This is what's interesting is I've been online for quite a few years, and as far as YouTube goes, and I've had fans for quite a few years. This is the first I've ever heard of it, like recently. I think it sounds like it's a lot of hype, but I'm sure.
I've been doing these videos since 2008, and even since then, I've gotten bullshit from your.
Oh, you've gotten death threats all the way through?
Yes, I've gotten death threats. I don't take it seriously. I mean, what is a 14-year-old really going to do? Send me a mail bomb? Come on. I don't take it that seriously, but it's the fact that they're doing it that I personally have a problem with, because that's a negative influence on a kid.
I have a problem with that, too. I don't think it's appropriate to threaten people.
Then why don't you ever say anything about it? It sounds like you kind of just like the fact that you're doing it.
I posted on Facebook during one of the recent live shows that that no one who is a fan of mine should be.
Why did it take you that long? I mean, didn't you? Wouldn't you?
I also discouraged it on my Tumblr prior to the live show.
Well, who gives a crap if it's on Tumblr? You should be taking this issue seriously.
I'm saying I publicly discourage people from doing it multiple times.
Yeah, like after the fact, like a really long time after the fact.
The reality is I didn't encourage anyone to make threats, and I did discourage them. So I would say that I'm above water right now.
I remember videos you've since deleted where you were saying, look, if you want to defend the Onision name, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, whatever. Just don't make it violent. But at the same time, you're still talking to kids. They don't care. I mean, our generation currently is screwed up as much as it could possibly be anyway. They just look at you like a fan head, like a celebrity, basically.
So what you just said is I've told people in the past that they shouldn't be violent, and
they're just going to take it out of context.
Yeah, and they don't care. So what am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to give them reason to care. It's going to take more than a couple of posts on the internet for crying out loud.
You sound so much like Seth Rogen. It's freaking me out. Go on. Sorry, I was so compelled to say that.
Well, I tell you what, if you want me to take on another voice, I can.
That sounds like you're from Hank Hill.
Yeah, no.
I'll tell you what, Bobby.
I'll tell you what, Bobby, I'm on a debate.
Propane and propane accessories, Bobby.
Somebody
Go
tried
on.
to talk me into doing all my videos like that once.
Oh man, so that would be awesome. I don't know why I don't do that. Just doing it all voices.
Right. No, but I mean, like I said, when kids are when they're taking these things out of context, you know, you have to say something. You have to step in, and you're like, okay, look, this is what you're doing right now is absolutely wrong. And plus, not only that, what you're doing is borderline illegal. Because if anybody was to go and actually commit one of these things, I mean, it is going to be on you because they're going to look at, well, where the hell did they get the motivation to do this? And even if you didn't directly say that, even if you didn't directly accuse them to do that, you know, they're still going to be like, well, look, they did it in defense of you. And I made a video response saying just exactly that, you know. I mean, it's still going to be on you. And you should take some initiative and not do, you know, this sort of, well, you can defend me as much as you want, just don't be violent. I mean, I don't care that you're a bunch of stupid 14-year-olds. You're going to do
What do
whatever the hell
you
you
think
want.
about the Insane Clown Posse?
I think that they're one make really bad music, but I already know that example. I mean, if anybody's going to take them seriously, they're retarded anyway because
Yeah.
they're sitting there. The guy's got clown paint on.
I personally blame it on the fans. You know, like the fans of anybody. If you take, you know, what Marilyn Manson says or Rob Zombie or Insane Clown Posse or any comedian or any entertainer or anybody, if you take anything they say that isn't directly telling you to do something that's violent or whatever, and you turn that into violence, that's on you.
Yeah.
No matter your age. If you're under 18, then it's on your parents. On your parents or on the, you know, that's a gray area. But the point is that it's not on the person who is just an entertainer. That wouldn't make sense.
Well, we've kind of been harping on this subject for a while, so let me go to another one. There are a lot of people that were making comments about this girl that was in one of your videos recently, and I'm not going to mention her name, but she was another YouTuber, and they were making accusations that you were getting way too close to her and kind of being a little touchy-feely, and that was unfair to your wife. How do you respond to that? Because she seemed pretty upset that you were doing that, your wife.
I feel like my dogs are barking in the background. Can you? I don't
know what to do about that.
Just call me. Lulu, come on. Let him in, please. It's just the door's right there. Just open it. Is it open? I'm sorry. Anyway, as far as it'll be done soon. I'll be giving you water and stuff soon. I'll let you out of your cage soon.
No, I was just wondering what your response to that situation.
My response to it was, well, let's see. She and I discussed, you know, what we were doing. You know, like I wanted, like, for instance, in the comedy sketch where she licked the side of my face, she suggested that, and I was okay with it because it was, you know, clearly comedy. I wouldn't want to, you know, do anything that I would do with my significant other with someone in a video.
You said you were okay with it, but how did your wife feel about that? Because I know if I did that in a video, my girl would kick my ass because it just looks like you're doing something really unfair.
Well, when I handle situations like that, I think about how I would feel if I were in their shoes, and if I would feel fine, then I don't feel any problem with doing it. Like, for instance, actually, I don't want to use that example. That's a terrible example. But when I was single, that's another terrible example. When I kissed Shane Dawson, I was single. I would not have, you know, kissed anyone had I been with someone. That's basically my point. Is I don't want to do any activity with anybody when I'm in a relationship of a relationship nature. But as far as how she felt, obviously, you know, gosh, what do I say?
So you can do it in the context of a video, and it doesn't make it wrong, even though, you know, it blatantly.
Well, we didn't do anything people in a relationship necessarily do exclusively.
Well, that just comes off as a little weird to me because there sometimes.
I agree with you that, you know, holding someone when they're saying something into their camera about, you know, their outro, that could be perceived as inappropriate. But I would.
No, I'm just saying that your wife seems really upset about the situation, and I don't think you're telling me the truth because the way it sounds like to me, you don't really discuss these things with her. It's either you want to put them in your videos or not, and to me, that's kind of fucked up that you would do that to somebody.
We did have a discussion about it.
Well, that's what you say. I mean,
It's
that's
just
up. That's what you're telling
my
me.
distance about the reason I'm not really answering about like what my wife feels about anything is just because I don't really want to bring her into this. You
No,
know,
I just don't think that she really has much of an opinion on it because I just think that way you've displayed your relationships, bro, it's that your way or the highway. And to me, that's really screwed up because, to be really honest, with the amount of failures that you've had in relationships in the public eye, it just makes me wonder, do you have like a problem with women or something?
well, how many women have you dated?
I've dated a lot of women in my life, and it's mainly just
Okay,
because when I was in high school, I used to be a man whore, and I have the balls to admit that. I
it's
don't go around fucking with people's lives now. I don't.
it's fair to assume that considering you've been with so many women, by your own words, that you've had a lot of failures.
Yeah, they're failures because you
It's,
know what? I
I
was a
mean,
man whore in high school. I can actually admit
well,
that. I guess you could call me a
yeah,
slut or an awful, dirty, filthy person because I have had a lot of sex. But
you
whatever.
know, so long as you're not spreading STDs or doing anything, that people can black and white say this is
Having
hurting
more than
people.
10 partners or something like
It's
that. Yeah.
well, no, it's not about number. It's about the physical
But why is
impact
it
that
not
you have on people.
why is it not about number now? Because I remember that you
Because
said,
it's well, it's as I said, without the speak channel, I don't think I'd be as developed of a person as I am now. And having the discussions I've had on the speech channel has brought me to a different level of understanding about it. It's
do you
informed
really
me a
think
lot.
that I actually believe this, that this whole thing about your speech channel defining who you are as a person is really true? Because I think you're just using that as a defense to make me think that I'm really stupid and don't know anything
Well,
about you.
how about you use physical, like actual evidence? Look at the videos I used to make, and look at the videos that I've made recently.
Those
I'm
are
actually,
videos. They don't even tell me 1/10 about a person, so you could just.
well, what I'm saying is as far as opinions go, I have matured over time, or at least in how I express them. So that's what I'm saying.
That remains to be seen, because if this whole situation for you turned out foul, I'm pretty sure that you do the same thing and make your ex look like a piece of crap once more again, which I find just really childish of you to have done in the first place.
You do realize those were all responding to things that they had done.
Why do you even feel the need to put it up? Excuse me. I've been kind of sick the last couple days. Ugh. This is the problem when you live in the desert. Everything is a goddamn dust bunny. Hold on 1 second. I hate living in the desert, if you haven't noticed. Why do you feel the need to put all this crap on your exes on the internet in the first goddamn place?
Well,
All it makes you do is look like an aggressive
as I discussed in the first live show, I regret doing that.
No, you can regret doing it all you want, but the simple fact of the matter is it really disturbs me where you're sitting there in a video, and it's been mirrored so many times now, where you're sitting there with your camera pointed at this unnameable
Do you know
person.
why? Do you know why I recorded that video?
Yeah, and your justification for it just didn't make any sense to me, because all I'm thinking when I'm watching your response to is, why would anybody think to even do that? It's like, why don't you just put the fucking camera down and actually try to calm them down? You know how fucked up that looks like to me?
In that relationship, that was about the 4 billionth episode. Like there was.
Well, that's what you're telling me. I mean,
There's so much. Well, yeah. I mean, it's up to you as to whether or not you believe me, and you probably won't, because I mean, you have videos about me being a liar, even though I don't.
Oh, I
in
thought you
any
didn't
way...
watch my videos.
No, it's called. You have videos that I told you the titles. Remember?
Well, you can say the titles all you want, but whatever. I mean, if you're gonna sit there and
I'm saying that your video titles say that I'm a liar. So
yeah, and I don't believe anything you're saying, because it just doesn't make sense to me. I'm going to go record someone, so if they kill themselves, I'm not going to go to jail for it. And that makes you sound so fucking selfish, dude.
Well, you have somebody who has become kind of holding you hostage in your own home because they refuse to leave.
A fucking 17-year-old girl is going to hold you hostage.
She was 18.
Well, whatever. A young girl is going to hold you. You're almost like, what? You're going on like 30 now, dude. You're like 28. I mean, you're going to hold hostage by a kid.
I'm 27. But no, it's if you're a man in this world, you can't do a whole lot. You know, if a girl says she's staying in your home, you have to go through a process to evict her if she's living there.
I know that. I've already been through all this kind of stuff with somebody that I was living with. But
I'm
not going to
you're hostage in your own home because you have to, use your home. And they're always there. They
you ever think to just get off your ass and take a break from the situation and come back when things mellowed out?
Well, when you're dealing with a person who refuses to drop things when they are hostile with you whenever you're around,
it takes a couple of hours for things to mellow out. I'm not going to sit here and be your psychologist. What I'm saying is,
caused
the whole thing to happen in the first place.
You admit that there are some pretty mentally imbalanced people in this world, and you may think I'm one of those people, but you at least admit that that's true, right? Pretty mentally imbalanced.
Yes, I work in a mental health facility outside of YouTube, so yeah.
Okay, so
But the thing is, I
so
know what
let's
causes these
say
situations.
let's say you're stuck in you're stuck in a relationship with someone who's mentally imbalanced. Let's just assume I'm telling the truth because I know that you're probably assuming I'm lying. But let's just, for the sake of argument, you're stuck in a home with somebody who's mentally imbalanced. You feel like a hostage in your own home because they refuse to leave, and they keep wanting you to date them again, and you don't want to date them because of how chaotic that relationship is, because they pretend to pass out but are completely fine, or they have a memory loss that's not real and you think
And
it's
then you
real, but
upload
then
a video with music editing and ads on it. Yeah.
with their consent. The reason that
Oh,
was
come on, dude. If that was real, do you really think anybody would fucking give you consent to put that up? Jesus. I
well,
mean,
the point.
you know how fake that
Okay,
sounds?
so there you go. You just defeated yourself in argument because you were saying, well, before you would discuss,
Because you're talking about the fucking...
most every single hater has said, what kind of sick person uploads a video
It's
of
not a hater. They're logically thinking people. If I fucking...
Okay.
I'm living with my granddad who's like 85.
Obviously,
he had a heart attack, and I filmed him having a fucking heart attack and uploaded it to YouTube. Don't you think other
Did she
people
have
would
a
think
heart
I was
attack?
screwed?
Did she have a heart attack?
Would you stop fucking running me around in circles? If I took video...
What I'm saying
is you're running around in circles.
what I'm saying is that she had thrown those fits many times before, and there was nothing lethal going on. She wasn't going to die.
So why
and the
are you
reason
exploited for
and
money?
the reason I know this because she told me to. I already
She
told
told you to. She
I-
told...
Do you remember our first discussion when you first were on the? I don't know how you were a part of that last conversation.
I don't
You
even know.
jumped
I
in.
just got invited to the room, and it was one of these. So I thought it was the one where people were watching.
If you were invited to the room, there you would have shown up on the. Well, maybe I
don't
would
know.
have,
Somebody
I
gave
would
me
have
a link
had
and
I would have
clicked.
had to allow you in the room if that's neither here nor there. Anyway,
I just got invited because somebody gave me a link, and I didn't know what the fuck it was for, honestly.
Okay, that's weird. Anyway, so she had many prior episodes, and I was used to them, so I recorded it as I told you before, and you can check this story again and again. I tell it the same every single time. I recorded it, and I was like, I'm going to show her what's going on so she can see how she behaves, because I automatically assume that she's being real, like this isn't all fake, but of course it's not lethal because she's not, dying or anything.
Why does that have to be some of your subscribers' business? I mean, don't you think that just disrespects her right to privacy?
It was late at night, and I said, I could record a main channel video tonight because I keep very strict to my schedule normally.
Because you don't have a job other than YouTube.
I keep very strict to my schedule, and I said, I can upload this if you want to share this with everyone, and I'll edit it to basically tell the whole story. Maybe you can help people that suffer from the same thing. And she said, yeah, let's do that because it'll be much faster. You can go to bed sooner, etc. So that's what we did.
Bullshit. I have so much trouble believing that. It just looks to me that you
Imagine you're telling someone the complete truth and they laugh at you and they tell you.
Yeah, because I don't think that's how it went. I think you guys were just desperate as hell for views or whatever, and you did some stupid
guys, as in her.
Yeah, so what? I'm not going to say that she's innocent from stuff. Uploading pictures of a premature born baby to Facebook, I thought that was bullshit too. And anybody that does that is completely screwed up.
Yeah.
Come on, man. During that whole time, you both were taking advantage of the most screwed up things for the sake of drama, and it's something that you've done over and over and over again. And I don't know how the hell.
I'm not going to be in denial and say that I've never done anything for views. But I will say that I've never thought that something. Okay. I've never, like, for instance, when she said she had sepsis, I believed it. And when she, acted like she had these conditions, I believed it. But I never thought she was in danger because it was somebody who did this thing or did these things on a regular basis.
Yeah,
so.
But even still, if somebody's going to make an accusation like, well, there's a dead baby inside my body and my blood's getting poisoned, I'm going to have some more initiative.
Well, as far as I know, there actually was a dead
And the whole thing about you not taking her to the hospital, that was another special thing. I don't understand that at all.
With the sepsis?
No, in the beginning when she had the amnesia thing, that's what triggered me off to think, oh, you know what, they won't take her to a hospital because they're not going to find anything.
She repeatedly did the same thing, so...
It doesn't fucking matter. I mean, by that time, if somebody's having these repeat problems, don't you think you should get them some help and be a supportive boyfriend instead of exploiting their problem on the internet like an asshole?
With their consent.
Well, so their consent. Hey, make fun of me. Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense.
The video wasn't making fun of them. It was sharing something that she went through with other people, so they could.
Honestly, your intent of putting the video where she's freaking out in front of you and stuff, that looked like pretty delicious too, especially since
that was up for like maybe 3 minutes, and the reason it was up is because I was responding to a blog where she was saying that I was
Oh,
a
fuck
bunch of
that.
things.
You have like thousands of fucking viewers and stuff responding to a blog. I mean, does your whole life revolve around the internet? I mean,
It
seriously, is that,
does. It does. And
isn't it, and you don't find
my
that like a little sad? You know,
no. Well, if you know
I mean,
my story, in 2000 November 14th 2000. Oh, that's creepy. November 14th 2007.
Establish this.
Okay. Anyway, sorry. In 2007. Anyway, in November 14th 2007, I put my own 9mm. I was on post, and I put my own 9mm to my head, and I was like, "You got to make something of your life. If you don't, then what is your life? If you don't dedicate yourself to something." So I dedicated myself to my subscribers, and I dedicated.
actually, I don't know, because you were doing these kind of stupid videos from your weird little Mr. Odd thing since like 2005. So
Yeah, but that was before I went regular. If you notice, after November 14th 2007, I started uploading regularly. Some of the videos have been transferred
well,
to
that doesn't
archive.
make any difference because that was on a completely different site, and your videos were just as pointless then as they were now. They were just fucking stupid. I don't find your style.
Let me ask you
That's
this:
just my opinion.
if you don't like me, why do you make videos about me? Like, why do
Because
you?
what I thought you were doing was really duplicitous. Because when I first started watching your videos, I looked at it as a guy who's, hey, this guy really knows what he's saying. And then about 2 videos later, I'm like, no, this guy's just full of crap, and he's making
Do you
fake drama
think
for
that's
the
a
sake.
productive use of your time?
I have more productive uses of my time. Do you think I really waste all my time on this, dude?
Well,
Outside of this, I
made
produce music and I work and I bust my ass every day for the things I actually do that make a difference in my life. I waste maybe like 1 hour a day out of my time on this fucking thing. So don't try to make it look like this is somehow or another all that I waste my life on.
Okay,
To be
but
really
what I'm
honest, after
saying-
this debate, I'm going to forget about this whole thing for a while because I need to personally make better changes for myself anyway. I'm not going to sit here and be like one of these people that just devote themselves to drama for the sake of drama, and that's my main problem with you, is that you just keep just generating the same shit over and over and over again, and you seem to think that there's no problem in doing that, there's somehow or another some value in it, and all you're doing is exploiting, in my opinion, serious topics and subjects so that you can make money off them, that you don't really care about rape victims, you don't really care about overweight people, you just say you do because you know that saying you do makes you look better, and it was just that was what I got from watching your videos, and it still offends me to this day because it's so blatant. I mean, you're going to dress up as a cop in a fucking video and then talk about rape, and I'm somehow or another supposed to take it seriously?
I think it's amazing that you could say that to someone.
Why? Because, honestly, that's how I feel.
I think it's amazing that you could say someone doesn't care about rape victims.
I honestly don't think you do. What do you think? There are people in this world that care about that do care about rape victims as opposed to that don't? I don't think that rapists give a shit about their fucking victims, and I'm not accusing you of being a rapist, but
most people aren't. Most people do care. I really believe that most people are mostly good.
I honestly believe that a lot of people are good too, but to see that there's fringe people like you that have just been through so much crap in their life, they've basically said, why the hell am I even going to bother being a good person?
Not everybody needs to lose their mind just because they went through a lot of hard things.
Well, it sounds like you kind of did to me, because all this stuff is just you coming off as I had a really hard life. Now I get to be an asshole to people because of all the stuff I went through. And you admit it.
You're focusing on the negative. You're acting like all I make is mean videos. I don't.
All you do is make mean and indirectly mean videos. Look at the video you made on fat people, for God's sake. And even I had to point it out to you.
That's one video.
That doesn't matter. You make hundreds and hundreds of videos like you don't even think.
I make thousands of videos. And I mean, you really are going to come on here and say that I don't care about rape victims?
You don't. I don't believe you really do, because I just think that you're just spinning.
I think what you just said is really horrible.
Well, whatever. You fucking said worse things.
No, you.
But
really,
whatever. You can make me look like a fucking asshole, and you can talk over me as much as you fucking want to. I'm not going to let you do that. The other people, they can let you do that. I'm not going to let you do that. What I think about you is I think you do just take advantage of these subjects. Because to be really honest, you're just going to sit there and be a bleeding heart about this vegetarian shit, and then you're not even going to be taken in like a stray dog until like maybe years after the fucking fact. You sit there. What are you doing to stop all this animal suffering? What are you doing to stop? Well, what? My first thought to your vegetarian view is like, what the fuck are you doing? You're sitting here making videos on the internet talking.
You're doing exactly as you tell people to do.
No, I'm not. I'm not telling people to do anything.
I'm saying what a person does who tells other people to do something productive for society.
Well, you don't do anything.
Does that thing that I'm not telling people to go out and to hold up signs and scream at people about murder. What I'm doing,
no, you said so in a video before. You were being manipulative so you can guilt trip people into becoming vegetarians. Well, that's
no. Not necessarily what I was bringing up as an issue. If I wanted to guilt trip people, I would do what I normally do, which is link the Paul McCartney video, which is
That's a
very
bunch of
powerful.
bullshit.
It's
Everybody
very
fucking
powerful.
knows the Paul McCartney video is just bull crap, okay? It's exploiting
It's
raw
actual.
shit about how factory farming is done. I know it's fucking visceral shit. My
It's
family
right-
before I was
right
born
there.
used to own a farm, okay? I know how that
Regardless,
whatever, go ahead.
You don't believe me, but I do genuinely care about a lot of things because I'm just a human being. Human beings tend to care. You know, you can say I'm a sociopath, but the reality is that you're not.
Yeah, you're being one. You're trying to be all like nice and all this other kind of stuff with your really soft voice. You're trying to play with my head to make me think that I'm just this evil, awful person. And I tried to keep my cool the whole time because I knew this was going to either go, you were going to try to be the quiet person and make me look like a lunatic, or you were going to be the aggressive one and we're just going to have like a stupid fight. You just play stupid head games with people like this because you know how to mess with somebody's head. And this is just stupid.
Let me. You are pretty close to the truth there. Let me.
That's sad.
Let me push you a little bit closer to the truth. In the first debate, I was very passive, and in the second debate, I was very aggressive. I was doing these. I was presenting these attitudes because I wanted to see the reaction to my different approaches, and in this time, I'm just being completely. What's the audio in the background?
It's not audio. I'm just fucking around with my computer.
Okay. Well, this time I'm just being whatever. I'm just being myself. I'm trying to have a decent conversation with you. And so if you want to.
Well, you invited me into the debate, and you already know exactly how the hell I get when I go on this topic of you. So you're going to try to make it look like you didn't know what you were getting into? Come on, you just fucking came right out of another debate into one.
Well, you know, this is the thing. This is why I took the rape apologist thing so seriously in the past, is because you know you can talk about a lot of things, but rape is a really sensitive issue to me.
Why? Why would it be in particular? Why? Because you don't give a fucking reason. You're not a rape victim or anything, and you're so insensitive to the topic of it. You're just like, well, whatever. You should just get over it.
I'm not that insensitive to it.
Oh, and your rape video, your rape prevention video, the one where you're dressed up like a cop or something from another video or whatever. You know, you're basically saying, you know, you should just get over it. You know, it's not that.
I never said that. I never.
Oh yeah, you did. You said that. Why would you call a rape prevention hotline for advice instead of to get these people prosecuted? I think after you've been sexually violated.
I never said that. What video did I allegedly say this in?
Allegedly, you said it in your rape prevention video where you're dressed up like a fucking cop from some uh-oh bro video. You know.
Uh-oh bro?
Yeah, it wasn't on that channel. It wasn't on that channel, but you're wearing an outfit or something or other.
If it's on a comedy channel, I mean,
it's not a comedy video. You sat there for like 8 fucking minutes trying to give people advice about different rape prevention sites and stuff, and you said, why would you call somebody on one of these lines for advice on how to deal with it? Wouldn't you want to have the rapist put in jail? And that to me was like, well, why the fuck wouldn't they? They've just been sexually violated. Why wouldn't they want to get some resolution?
So call 911.
What the fuck is 911 going to do? They're going to sit there and they're say, well, what's the state of your emergency? I don't know. I'm getting raped. Do you think people are going to think about that?
What 911 will do is they'll take you to a hospital where you can be examined and you can have the evidence.
So will any of these lines?
Well, I'm saying 911 is probably a little bit more prompt because what you're probably going to get when you call a rape line is that they'll call your local police for you. 911 is just
some, like, consolation.
911 is just 3 numbers. So if I said that in that video, I was saying, why would you call this? If I did say that, why would you call something that is secondary? Why not call the primary, most immediate number, which is 911, and they'll get you help immediately? I don't see.
Then why don't you ever put any of this fucking thing in there? All you did was sit there and you talk shit for like 8 fucking minutes about.
You know, if you're gonna watch a video as a pessimist, you're gonna find a lot of bad stuff. If you watch
I don't watch these videos as a pessimist. I just sit there and watch them, and it's.
Well, why do you watch my videos? Because this is a more recent video, and you know, if you don't like me, why do you watch me?
It's not a matter of if I don't like you, I shouldn't watch you. I just think what I'm saying.
Can you answer the question? If you don't like me, why do you watch me?
Because what I feel is in your videos is offensive, and I think that my
response. Why would you want to pay attention to something that offends you?
Why don't you shut the fuck up and let me fucking finish my sentence, okay? And stop running me over like somebody's coaching you to run me over or something in my arguments, all right? I said I watch you because I find what you say sometimes to be offensive, and I feel that my responses to that are something that people need to hear, okay? Seriously.
I don't think that. Like, can you do? How about this? Can I ask you to do something?
Oh.
Don't watch me.
Well, I'm already moving on from this as far as the debate goes.
Okay,
once
so
this thing is over,
I'm never going to hear from you again.
Well, you might from the future. I mean, you're just
Yeah,
going to
but
sit there and
how about if somebody says stop bullying me? Are you going to stop bullying me?
I'm not bullying you, for Christ's sake. You're
Well,
nearly a 30-year-old man. If you can't handle this, then how the hell are you going to survive out in the real world?
This is a hypothetical question. If somebody says stop bullying me, are you still going to harass them?
Oh, hold on. There we go. Some troll is trying to call me on Skype. There we go. If they're going to say, if I'm legitimately bullying somebody, if I'm sitting there...
It doesn't matter. What matters is...
You know what? Your example of bullying is bullshit right now.
What matters is if somebody says that you are bullying them and they want you to leave them alone. That's what matters.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're not being bullied, for God's sake.
It doesn't matter if you...
Oh, it doesn't matter that you have nearly 1 million fucking subscribers and I only have like 5,000.
Do you think that makes me not a person anymore?
That doesn't tie into it at all. You're not a fucking little party on YouTube, okay? I'm not bullying you. You're the bigger party, and I'm just having a couple of opinions out of it. You think it's fucking bullying? How did you even survive high school?
It's a mirage. I went to Running Star, so I attended college most of my high school instead of high school. But I attended high school with adults. And that means...
so woohoo! Fucking, I went to a goddamn technical school to become an electrical engineer.
What I'm saying is that there's not a lot of... What I'm saying is that there's not a lot of bullying in college. Anyway, as I was saying, you know, it's not up for you to decide what bullying is and isn't when it comes to the people that you're bullying.
I'm not bullying you. I'm making fucking...
I am a person.
Have I false flagged your channel? That's bullying.
I am a person who feels bullied by you.
Okay,
and what I'm saying is, I don't want you to contact me ever again. Ever.
Well, you're the one who contacted me with the fucking debate thing, so doesn't that not make any goddamn sense? If you wanted to come into
this is actually an intervention. This is me.
Oh, it's an intervention now. So why don't I just get intervened for my my addiction?
This is me as one grown man to another. Leave me alone.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
No. Listen to me. Leave me alone. Do not ever contact me again. Do not watch my videos. Move on with your life, because you've been obsessing over me for some time.
I've already moved on with my life.
Okay, so we agree here live in front of hundreds of people, I assume, that you will never ever make a video about me again. You will move on with your life.
You're not going to talk me into not having something to say, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to censor me from being able to say something.
You can't handle not making a video about me.
It's not that. It's that you're trying to get me to stop so you don't have anyone to criticize you.
No, I have plenty of people. I'm just asking whether or not you
are a person. You already know that.
Are you a person who's capable of changing your life for the better?
Are you? Because all I've seen you do is just run your life in a goddamn circle and take advantage of people younger than you because you can't handle being around adults.
I'm a happily married man.
Yeah, to a fucking person that's barely out of their teens, and to me that's kind of sad because you've never had a relationship with an adult, and the only two
Yes, I have.
They both crashed and burned. That says a lot about you.
You know, every relationship you've been in has crashed and burned, and every person who's watched this has had relationships where they crashed and burned. You know,
but they're not for the same fucking reasons.
It's not our failures in love that we should focus on. It's our successes, and our successes are the ones that we're currently pursuing.
Anyway, this is just running around in a circle. What I'm saying is,
what I'm saying is just please leave me alone.
If you're going to be on that fucking topic, by the way, then why you got so mad at a friend of mine who was supposed
I'm being civil with you, and I'm asking to please forget I exist. Can you do that? Are you capable?
Are you just running me around in circles trying to manipulate?
Are you capable of doing that?
Are you serious?
I'm very serious.
You're fucking running me around in circles just trying to say, oh, if you're going to say this, you're going to go back on your...
It's a yes or no question. Are you never going to make another video about me again?
You're just trying to push me to not do it.
Are you going to move on with your life?
Is this the kind of bullshit that you got when you were a kid, where you think that people can just be run around like a fucking guinea pig like this?
Normally when I had a problem with a bully, and that's somebody who wouldn't leave me alone despite me asking them to leave me alone.
It's over the internet, for God's sake. It's not like I don't. It's not like I know where the hell you live.
Yes, you do. You know where I live.
You know you live in Washington, and that's
no, you know where I live. Cyberbullying.
I don't know where the fuck you live, for God's sake. I don't know anything about your life other than that you've dedicated way too much of it to being a weirdo on the internet.
Okay, regardless.
I'm not. You're not the one whose old apartment address got dropped on IMDb. Okay, so don't pull that shit on me.
Okay, well that's a totally different issue.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
That's bullying in and of itself. If you're gonna accuse me of being a fucking bully, then explain that shit, okay? As if that's not like a threat to say, hey, stop, or else I'll expose
Listen,
all your fucking info. Like, you know, that happens.
I have no idea where you live now. I have no idea where you used to live, and that address has no context. However
well,
that
it just didn't pop up out of thin air.
What I'm saying is, I don't know your address, and I never have. Okay. Anyway, if you could, just never ever watch somebody, not just me, but someone you don't like again. Like if I don't like.
Oh, you're gonna tell me how to live my life now? Okay.
I'm saying. Just
live your life like this.
Well,
and if you're gonna get on the topic,
no, I'm just saying if you
stop fucking trying to keep me on this topic, okay? I want to change the fucking topic.
Because you don't want to stop having a relationship with me. You want to be in my life.
Oh, having a relationship, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I really want to have sex with you. Ew. Yeah,
relationships don't mean sex. Relationships cover many things. Relationships are interactions.
Am I not allowed to have a problem with stuff I have a problem with? So you're basically saying I'm not allowed to have an opinion?
When you target one person again and again, that's online stalking.
Because you have a fucking serious bunch of issues that I want to have like some kind of response to.
And this is well, there are plenty of people that you could have issues with online. The point is that first of all, bullying isn't allowed on YouTube. So
like that's gonna stop it. You know, my channel's been flagged by so many fucking people. Like that statement's gonna stop bullying on you.
You shouldn't be bullying people.
I'm not bullying anyone. You know, fucking how many times Happy Cabby tried to fucking flag my goddamn channel because he was trying to defend you for views? Come on. Yeah, that's him being an asshole to me.
I will say you are not a dumb person as far as so many things that you've said. Because
well, thank you. That's flattering.
You seem to be very, very aware of how the system works.
I've only been on YouTube since like 2006, so yeah.
What I'm saying is I don't from day one I haven't wanted any relationship with you. I don't want to know you. So
well, I didn't ever expect you to at all. You know, that's your fact of the matter.
You've watched who knows how many of my videos, and I've watched 0 of your videos. Don't you think that's a one-way relationship that you should?
I don't really think that's a fucking one-way relationship because you seem to know enough about how I do my videos to say that statement is bullshit.
Well, it's getting pretty late. I should go.
Okay, I mean, you wanted to invite me on this thing when I got to leave at 4:30 in the friggin' morning, but there's one thing I did want to address is why it is that you have to address the other person that was supposed to be in this debate with me, and he wasn't able to do it because he has like a meeting or something on the original date, but whatever. Why do you call him a stalker and stuff? I mean, do you have any
a stalker is someone who obsesses over someone else.
Okay, and then you call him a stalker and stuff, and you know how many other videos he makes about other fucking topics?
Yeah, but making 12 plus negative videos about someone that are very lengthy. It's an obsession.
Oh, so he make like one video that's like 30 seconds long. Is that your proper requirement? Because that doesn't make any sense.
No, that's jumping to extreme.
The thing that I really don't like about that, by the way, is that accusation that he's somehow a stalker. I think to me that's absolutely bullshit.
What's the definition of stalker?
A stalker is somebody that psychotically follows somebody around with a malicious intent in person. You know, you can cyber stalk people as well if you're digging up their personal information.
A person who harasses or persecutes someone with unwanted and obsessive attention.
Yeah, but the thing is, we're not stalking. We're just making video responses.
Well, obsessive attention is making 12 plus videos about someone in a negative way.
Oh, so what about all the fucking videos that, like, I know you don't want names drop, but everybody already knows who the Amazing Atheist is. Well, just to say that for the sake of argument. So, the Amazing Atheist just makes hundreds of videos against Christians, like these ridiculous Christian leaders.
That's a group of people. It's different. And yeah,
that's not a group of people because he'll pull out fucking leaders of these religions in general and then talk shit about them. Is he making like videos like stalking
video after video on the same people?
Sometimes, he's had hundreds.
Let's say
he's had a lot of videos that have been flagged over the years, but it's neither here nor there. The thing that I find bullshit about
why'd you bring it up?
Is you're negatively making people look at this guy who makes a lot of good videos, in my opinion.
Who? Amazing Atheist?
No, the person you're considering a stalker. Why is it that he gets sponsorships and stuff from all these different companies, and he gets all these kind of cool hookups and stuff, but he's this malicious stalker, and then you, on the other hand, get banned from fucking VidCon. Why is that?
Do you know why I got banned?
I know exactly why you got banned. Because you get bad representation for their shit.
No, I got banned because people were threatening to pelt me with meat and eggs.
Oh, like they're really gonna give a fucking crap about that? Like they're really gonna care?
exactly
I think they probably watched a couple of your videos and realized.
Actually, the way they phrased it was that they were afraid for my safety.
Oh, that's the people are going to bow down and kiss your feet and shit.
No, they just didn't want an incident where a YouTuber got hurt because of the threats that they were sent.
Well, I don't know anything about these fucking threats because I was with a particular
I guess
group
you
of
weren't
YouTubers.
paying attention.
Oh, bullshit. I was with a fucking group of YouTubers that were responsible for sending the messages into those people, letting them know about what kind of stuff you started on this website. And we said exactly and explicitly that we thought you were a negative influence to any other people that were going to be around there.
Did you see me in
stuff.
VidCon 2011?
I don't give a shit about
I danced around in a banana costume. I had that success.
They don't care about things like that. It's the content that you put up on here.
I was actually, I was given a VIP pass flown out for free, and they gave me a hotel, and I was given an honorary staff member badge because I was so helpful in the office.
And you get banned the next year, so what does that have to say?
I was banned because
really
people were
stupid.
threatening my safety.
Oh, and I wonder why is that? Maybe because you were exploiting and hurting the feelings of everybody in your subscriber base and making yourself look like a...
You've already said how horrible it is to threaten someone, so why are you defending them now? That's a contradiction.
I'm not defending people that threaten anyone.
You literally just did.
Oh, and how is that?
You're trying to give reason for someone's threats as if it's somehow justifiable.
I didn't give reason to their goddamn threats.
We both agree that threats are completely absurd, correct?
I agree that threatening somebody is absurd, but I'm not defending threats.
So you agree that I was wronged?
What in the hell kind of style of debate is this? You know, I'm not saying that
I need to go spend time with my wife and shower. So it was nice talking to you. We'll talk later, okay? If you really are compelled to continue making videos, we'll talk.
Yeah, whatever. I got to leave at like 4:30 in the morning.
Okay, but please do consider never seeing me again. Never talk about me. Never watch my videos.
I won't obsessively stand outside your window masturbating.
Well, thank you, Seth Rogen.